Today's 10,389 patients is a new record and is up more than 1,000 since just Friday. So is this all Delta? Well, the CDC says that variant makes up 82% of all positive cases in the U.S. But how do they come up with that number? Our Liz Crawford has more on the process and why you'll never know which variant you had if you test positive.
Infectious disease experts from coast to coast are telling us the Delta variant is more dangerous than the COVID we were dealing with 1 year ago. Not only more infectious, but possibly more likely to result in breakthrough cases among the vaccinated.
4 times greater risk of hospitalization compared to the original strain. And that is serious.
But tracking the Delta variant is not an exact science. Here's how a molecular epidemiologist explained the life cycle of a positive COVID test. You get swabbed, the test is positive. For the majority of specimens in the U.S., that's where the journey ends. You're either positive or negative, no further information. For some samples, in areas with the capacity to do so, the journey continues. But the sample is stripped of patient information. Now it's time for genomics testing to determine variants. That requires an extensive computer system in a lab to ingest the specimen and perform DNA sequencing. Then a researcher must interpret the computerized sequencing to confirm the variant. But even the sequencing can be subjective.
Are the models going to be different? Yes. How do we find one? I don't know. I hate to sound like that, because if you put 10 researchers, scientists in one table and to come up with one answer is difficult.
So if you test positive for COVID, there's really no way of knowing for sure which variant you had, if any, because that information is decoded before the genomics testing. Now, we don't have a complete picture of how many breakthrough cases there are because the CDC only tracks those in the hospital or that have died, that have gotten COVID again. But the Kaiser Family Foundation says roughly half of all states themselves are reporting breakthrough case data. Florida, by the way, is not one of them. Now, the ones that do have found that the rate of breakthrough cases among those who are fully vaccinated is well below 1%. So we may hear a lot about it, but the data we have suggests it's still very rare.